Friday Night Lights. We love the adrenaline, the action, the pageantry, the young men battling on the field. I got curious about the history of this sport. In fact, the history of American football can be traced to early versions of rugby football and also association football. Both of those games have their origin in a variety of football played in Britain in the mid-19th century, in which a football was kicked at a goal or over a line, which in turn was based on the variety of English public school football games. Now, American football resulted from several major divergences from rugby and association-style football. Most notably, the changes that were instituted by a man named Walter Camp. Walter Camp was a Yale University graduate who is considered to be the father of American football. Among many of the important changes was the introduction of the line of scrimmage, down and distance rules, and the legalization of blocking. Walter Camp is widely considered to be the most important figure in the development of American football. Following the introduction of rugby-style rules to American football, Camp became a fixture at conventions where rules were debated and rules were changed. He was dissatisfied with what seemed to be just a disorganized type of mob. He proposed his first rule change at the meeting that he attended in 1878. That rule change was a reduction from 15 players down to 11. That motion was rejected at that time in 1878, but passed 2 years later in 1880. The effect was to open up the game and to emphasize speed over strength. Walter Camp's most famous change, the establishment of the line of scrimmage and the snap from center to quarterback, also passed in 1880. Originally, the snap was executed with the foot of the center. Later, changes made it possible to snap the ball with the hands, either through the air or by a direct hand-to-hand pass. The last, and some would say the most important innovation, which would take place in American football to make it uniquely American, was the legalization of blocking, a tactic which is highly illegal under rugby-style rules. Early on, the field goal was worth more points than a touchdown. In fact, from 1883 to 1897, a field goal was worth 5 points, while a touchdown was worth only 4. Imagine the hero kickers were back then. It wasn't until 1912 that the touchdown became worth 6 points and the field goal worth 3. The sport of football, which was developed in the Ivy League colleges of the Northeast, was still evolving as young men in Indian territories adopted the game. One of the first reported contests occurred in 1894 in the state of Oklahoma between an Oklahoma City town, a team called the Terrors, and a local high school. Oklahoma City High School fielded a team the next year and beat the University of Oklahoma in 1895. Soon the area high schools, including Norman, El Reno, and Shawnee, competed. They played area colleges, military teams, town teams, and preparatory teams. In the 20th century, many of the larger towns in the state formed the Central Conference for high school competition. Now, in 1911, a gentleman named H.L. Hall of Shawnee led the organization of Oklahoma High School Athletic Association, which was designed for the betterment of athletics in high school for our state. The original members ranged from Lawton in the southwest corner to Bartlesville in the northeast corner. It also included Enid, Okmulgee, McAllister, and many of the larger towns. By 1927, 443 schools belonged, and in 1937, 712. The association enforced rules regarding eligibility for school sports. Rules like the athlete must be under the age of 21 must make passing grades, must use his own real name, and must never be paid for sports. They also determine an athlete's years or semesters of eligibility. Fast forward many years, and we in the state of Oklahoma have such a tradition of high quality, top of the notch football. Speed, strength, from Class 6A all the way down to Class A and B and C. Whether powerhouses or just your average school, football is a tradition that's deep in the hearts and the minds and the culture of Oklahomans. Tonight, we honor the men who made it possible. The young men who took a game and turned it into a passion. The men who work hard, not just on the football field, but also in their classrooms. We honor these young men, and we acknowledge those who have gone before to help make football what it is today. The parents who travel to games, the trainers, the people providing water, the bus drivers, the school administrators, all those who make football what it is today. Tonight, we honor you. Tonight, we say thank you. Thank you for letting us have a Friday night where for at least a couple of hours, we don't worry about anything else. We just cheer loud and cheer proud, hoping to support our team and bring them to victory. But win or lose, it's 2 hours well spent to forget about our worries, about our troubles, and for just a short time, say go football.